Good evening, everyone. If you don't know, you should know. My name is Rameez and I am a filmmaker and a film critic, and hopefully you remembered that fact, as I was on vacation in India for 3 months, but now I'm back, and we're reviewing my favorite film of the year so far, Logan.
This is what life looks like. People who love each other. A home. You should take a moment. Feel it. You still have time.
This review will contain a few spoilers, and I believe I'm entitled to give those spoilers out, because this film is half a month old, but let's start with the review. Superhero movies have come such a long way, man. They just keep getting better and better. The genre keeps getting more defined and broad. X-Men kicked off the craze in 2000, Spider-Man exploded the superhero genre, then we had The Dark Knight, which kinda changed the genre, and Marvel finally found out the formula of commercializing superhero movies. And now we have Logan, which has yet again changed the superhero genre itself, drawing inspirations from James Mangold's own film 3:10 to Yuma, Unforgiven, and films such as Shane. Logan is the best film of 2017. Logan features Hugh Jackman's final time as Wolverine. He is hurt. The year is 2029. Mutants are gone from this world. But then a little tiny mutant in the name of Laura, played by Daphne Keane, shows up. And then it's up to Professor X and Logan to transport her to a safe haven. The film is more of a western than a superhero film. As I said earlier, the film takes pointers from James Mangold's own 3:10 to Yuma, which was a remake, Unforgiven, and Shane and True Grit. The references to Shane are particularly strong, as there's a whole section of the film which echoes the plot of Shane, revolving around a family. And right before that scene happens, there's a scene where we see Logan dressed up as Shane, in a red or maroon-ish leather jacket with a denim blue shirt and a white wife beater. Oh yeah, and the movie itself, Shane plays in a scene of Logan. So yeah, a lot of Shane in the film, and it's fitting given it's Hugh Jackman's final time playing Wolverine. He gives it his all, man. This is his best performance as an actor, in my opinion. He is explosive, he is angry, he is transformative, but furthermore, he is gut-wrenching in this film. Spoiler, you will cry a lot. Supporting him is Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier, who is in terrible health and is still guiding Logan on living with himself. And the newcomer joins the cast in Daphne Keane. She doesn't talk that much, but gives us a strong debut performance, which is a throwback to a younger Wolverine. There are other supporting characters in Stephen Merchant's Caliban, who plays a really fun mutant, and Boyd Holbrook's Donald Pierce, who never really gets above a glorified henchman. But Stephen Merchant was quite the delight to watch, and spot-on casting by the casting director. Stephen Merchant should do a little bit more serious work, as he's fantastic in this film. What sets this film apart from every other superhero film and the superhero film genre is its focus. Whereas it is an action film, it doesn't focus on the action, it focuses on personal problems rather than worldly problems. This film is about living with yourself, living with your past, depression, and suicide. There are some well-designed scenes, such as the dinner table scene, which gives our protagonist time to rest and bond. When Professor X tells Logan, "You still have time," that line hits you so hard, like a train hitting you. Even if you haven't seen the previous X-Men films, you will get attached to the character of Logan, Professor X, and Laura, as there's not that many characters to focus on, like such as in an Avengers film. Wolverine has all the right in the world to hate the very world that took everything from him. And Professor X, being the father figure, guiding him around this world, makes for some excellent chemistry and banter. Sadly, the development and excellent dialogue given to our protagonists doesn't translate well into our antagonists. As I said earlier, Boyd Holbrook never gets above the glorified henchman moniker. He kind of reminded me of Bane in the film, but less pussy-whipped. The main villain is really, spoiler, a clone of Wolverine, also named X-24 in the film, who is really intriguing to me. I don't get why people didn't appreciate that a clone was the main villain of the film. It offered up some great metaphorical storylines in the film. Spoiler, X-24 kills Logan in this film. Yeah, Only Wolverine could have killed Wolverine. And if you examine the appearance of X-24, you can see that he looks and resembles Sabretooth from X-Men Origins Wolverine, who hates Wolverine in that film. And it's a great parallel on young versus old. Logan is now a changed man, a more serene, zen, and calm man. I mean that in the loosest sense possible. But X-24 was a younger Wolverine, more angry at the world. It all works really well for the film and its messages, and in the metaphorical sense as well. I swear to God, people would have been overpraising the shit out of this plot point if it was a Christopher Nolan movie. Speaking of death, Logan finally bites the axe in this film, as I said earlier, but he gets an excellent farewell and an even more memorable final line. He dies holding Laura's hand, and he says, "So this is what it feels like." And boom, he's dead. That line holds a double meaning as well. He got to feel what death was like. Number one, this guy's been alive for about 500 years. And then second, he got to feel what a family felt like. The film succeeds from a technical standpoint as well. The night cinematography really stands out with the use of multicolored neons. And the day scenery really sells the western feel of the film. Marco Beltrami's minimalistic score also pushes the emptiness of our main characters of Logan and Professor X. The main titles and the tracks Old Man Logan and Don't Be What They Made You, along with X-24, are the particular standouts from the score of Logan. There's no bombastic drumming, there are no massive orchestras, the film knows itself, and it doesn't ruin itself by going for a comic book look or an epic score. The film says goodbye to what the average superhero film has become. Very much about nothing. Multiple characters included just for a wow factor. Tons of explosions and a PG-13 rating to bring in more people. To paraphrase in the words of Charles Xavier, this is what the best superhero film looks like. You should take a moment and feel it, because you still have time to see Logan. I am giving this film a final score of 5 out of 5. So far, the best film I've seen this year, and the most effective movie-going experience I've had in the last half a decade. Thank you so much for watching, people. I really appreciate it. I apologize for the 3 months I was away, but thank you for all the people who asked me on Twitter where I was, and who sent me a postcard on YouTube, who asked me if I was ever gonna make videos again. I hope you got your answer in this video. Thank you so much again, and remember to love yourselves.